Hello students, welcome back to the session. In this session, let us start with a new chapter, that is constructors and destructors. You have a total of 7 marks from this chapter, out of which you have one 2-mark question and one 5-mark question. So total you have a 7-mark question. I'll tell you which of those questions will be coming as and when we go through the session. Now, constructors. What do you mean by constructors? Constructing, that means building something. Destructors. Destructors means breaking or destroying something, right? That is what you mean by your constructors and destructors. Now, let us go for your constructors. What do you mean by this? As we said, building. What are you going to build? If you remember from the earlier programs, from the last year programs, whatever you had done, if you are supposed to write a program for something like using your for loop, you are supposed to find the sum of numbers or sum of 10 numbers, maybe from 1 to 10 or 2 to 20, something like that. So 1 to 10. How do you do that? For I is equal to, if you remember this, for I is equal to 1, I lesser than or equal to 10, I plus plus. You do this, right? And then you give it as sum is equal to sum plus I. Right? Now, what is the value of this sum? What is it going to take? If you do not mention anything, the system may take its own value. Whatever value it wants, it may take. So it may be right or it may be not. That means if it is not right, then you may get a wrong answer. So to overcome this problem, what are you going to do? You are going to give it as sum is equal to 0, and then you go for I is equal to 1, I lesser than or equal to 10, I plus plus, sum equals sum plus I. Right? So if you remember this is known as your initialization. That is, giving the value in the beginning itself is known as initialization. So if you are going to go for this processing, you say sum is equal to, in the beginning, I is equal to 1, sum is equal to sum, the value of sum is 0, that you are going to take here, sum plus I, that is 0 plus I 1, that is 1. In the next instance, I becomes I plus this, that is I becomes 2. Then sum is equal to, what is the value of sum now? 1. 1 plus, what is the value of I? 2. So 3. So it goes on in this way. In the same manner, if you are going to find the product, so for I is equal to 1, I lesser than or equal to 10, I plus plus, and then product equals product into I. But here you cannot take the value of product as 0. This is not valid because any number multiplied by 0 becomes a 0. So you are going to give the value of product as 1. So again, this is also known as your initialization. That is, giving the value in the beginning itself is known as your initialization. Constructors is nothing but initialization, that is giving values in the beginning itself. But here you are using a object because we are dealing with classes and objects. Giving a values to the objects in the beginning itself is known as initialization. So constructor, what is a constructor? It's a definition. Constructor, it is a special member function. It is a special member function used to initialize objects when it is, as and when it is created, that we call it as a constructor. So that is the reason you need a constructor. Now the next most important part of your constructor is your rules. You have certain rules when you are going to create a constructor. This is an important 5-mark question. What are the rules for constructor? Now, what are the rules? The first and foremost rule that you are supposed to remember is a constructor should have or must have the same name as that of the class. The class name and the constructor name should be the same. Only then the compiler will identify that it is a constructor. And the next part, there is no return type for a constructor because you are using it for initialization, giving values. So there is no return type for a constructor. And constructor should be defined. It has to be defined under the public specifier. You remember the access specifiers, private, public and protected. So it has to be defined under the public specifier. And the next point, it may or it may not have arguments, that is values. You may send values or you may not send values. Then it can have default arguments, that is the beginning itself, whatever you are going to give. If you do not mention anything, there are certain values which will be taken. That is what you known as your default arguments. So a constructor can have default arguments. Now the next part, these are the rules of your constructors. The next part is your definition and declaration of constructors. A constructor can be defined in the same way as you are going to define any other functions in a class. You can define it either inside or outside the function. Anything can be done either inside or outside. If you remember, there is no return type in this. So what is the syntax that you are going to use? How are you going to use your constructor? The syntax for this. The syntax, give the keyword class and then the class name and then open your access specifier where you are giving your data members. Give your data members and then your public, and then this you give your constructor and then give your statements whichever you are using and then close. Okay, remember one thing, the class name and the constructor name should be the same. Now if you are going to give an example for this, you are using the keyword class and I am using the class name as test. Example, the keyword class and the class name is test, and then I'm opening, I'm giving your private access specifier and declaring a variable data member as number, that is I want to enter the numbers of the test, and then under your public I'm giving a constructor name. This is your constructor. Okay, remember this is your class name. The same class name is given for your constructor also, but only thing is you are defining it as a function. Okay, constructor function. Then you can give any values or close. Variable number is 0 and close. This is just an example as to say how to define it. The class name should be the same. This is your class name. It has to be the same as the constructor. Constructor name and the class name should be the same. Now if you are going to define, as we said, you can define it either inside or outside. Definition of a constructor can be done either inside or outside. Whatever the example that we gave earlier was inside. Now, how are you going to do it outside the class? What is the syntax you are going to use? In the beginning itself, you are given the we declare your class, define your class. Now, the syntax for your constructor, you have to give the class name and then the constructor name and your arguments, and then give your statements, then close. Now if you are using the previous same example for the test, what was your class name? Test. Use the scope resolution operator, and then the constructor name also should be the same. This is your class name and this is your constructor name. See, both are the same. It has to be the same. And then we say total marks, whichever statements you are going to use in the beginning. Average is 0. Close. Okay. This is the definition of a constructor outside the class. Okay. Now, let us go to the next part, that is the characteristics of constructors. Again, this is an important 5-mark question. Characteristics of a constructor. Now, what are the characteristics? First point, the constructor functions are invoked, that is called automatically. They are invoked automatically when the objects are created. As soon as an object is created, this also gets initialized. So constructors functions are invoked automatically when the objects are created. And if a class has a constructor, each object of the class will be initialized before any use. It will be initialized before any use. For using it, it will give a value. The private and protected constructor is available only for member functions and friend functions, but a public constructor is available for all the functions. And no return type. Remember, no return type is used in your constructor. Void also, you cannot even give void. And constructors cannot be inherited. These are the important points that you are supposed to remember. The constructors cannot be inherited. That is, you cannot pass it from one function to another function. The compiler generated default and copy constructors are public constructors. You have a default constructor. We'll come to that later, the next session, that is your which are the types of constructors. In those, the default constructor and the copy constructors are default and copy constructors. They are your public constructors, that is anybody can access this. And constructors can also have default arguments. And if a class, this is the most important point, remember, if a class has many constructors, then each will be executed depending on the number of arguments that you are going to have, and each and every constructor will have the same name as that of the class. Okay, so now let us end this session now. For this, we'll continue in the next session for the same day, starting with the different types of constructors. Okay, thank you.